First of all, I affirm my respectful obeisance in the lotus feet of my spiritual master, Nityalila Parishram Ishtapadastatra Shisham, Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, and Nityalila Parishram Ishtapadastatra Shisham, Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, and all the Vaishnavis. The lotus feet. So, not working?
This is not working.
Didn't turn it on. Maybe try turning it on. Is that working?
No,
is that better? It's working now. It's working.
Yeah, because I gave mine.
I don't know what she's saying.
This one is working.
Which one? This one's working?
This one is working. No.
This one's not working.
This one is the monitor. This is
Is it the right connection?
Yeah. It's the same. It's a miniature.
So, Krishna, what did he say? Krishna left home. No, Mother Yashoda left the room and went into the kitchen where... No, we will go back again. So Krishna had gone into the kitchen and taken the grinding mortar and stood on it and taken the makhan and given it to the monkeys and the crows. So Krishna was thinking to himself, in my Ramchandra pastime, I did not give anything to the monkeys. They helped me so much to retrieve Sita Devi. Then I should give something back to the monkeys. Once when Lord Ramchandra was young, Mother Kaushalya, he gave something to eat to Lord Ramchandra, Mother Kaushalya. And then she went somewhere else. In that time, one crow came, Kagbhushandi, seeing the beautiful form of Lord Ramchandra. Seeing his form, Kagbhushandi thought, I can get some remnants from Lord Ramchandra's. Everybody's hankering to get the remnants of the Lord's. When the crow came closer to Lord Ram started to cry. Seeing this, Kagbhushandi, is this the Supreme Personality of God or not? Does the Lord cry? And having this doubt, Kagbhushandi had this doubt in his mind. He's just an ordinary child. When he came closer again, Lord Ram began to cry even more. Lord Ram tried to catch the crow. If this was if it was an ordinary child, then he would have crushed me in his hands. This doubt in Kagbhushandi's mind left that place. The Lord, if there is any doubt in anyone's heart, then the Lord will clear that doubt. In this way, Lord Ram chased after Kagbhushandi and was looking behind him, and that same Ram, that young child, was chasing with his arms outstretched and traveling from place to place. When he became tired, he took shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Ram. And then Kagbhushandi understood that this was a test for him. And this was the realization of Kagbhushandi. And it's many pastimes of Lord Chandra like this. Like this, Gaudiya also had this doubt. When Gaudiya went to Nagfas, when it's Naradji went to Garuda and said, "Look at your pastimes. How is this possible? One who takes your name can cross over this material world." And Garudaji came outside and saw Ram and Lakshman tied in the ropes of a snake. When Garuda came close to them, all the snakes ran away. In Garuda's mind, even more doubt arose. Just by the smell of my body, all the snakes run away. And how is it possible that the Lord Ram and Lakshman can be bound by snakes? Is this the Supreme Personality of Godhead or not? For this reason, Garuda went to Mahadev, Shivji. Shivji said, "O Garuda, this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead." Sorry. Shivji, Shankar told, if go to clear your doubt, go to Kagbhushandi. He will clear your doubt. Devi Parvati said to Shivji, you could have cleared his doubt. Why did you not clear his doubt? You also know that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then Shivji said, and this is a bird, Mahadev said, because he is also proud, Garuda, that I am the greatest of all the birds, I am the king of the birds. And the crow, he is the lowest of the low in the bird category. And then if Garuda goes to the crow, then with humility he will be able to clear his doubt. He saw on the top of this mountain, he saw Kagbhushandi, and all the different types of birds were all surrounding him, and they were all listening to Ram Katha. Guruji, being the king of all birds, he saw all the thousands of bird species, and he sat right at the back. When this katha was finished, then Guru came to Kagbhushandi and asked this question. In this material world, we see this Lord Ramchandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then Kagbhushandi said, and he explained to Guruji his own experience and realization that the same thing happened to me. This is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord performs human-like pastimes. His external behavior is like ordinary human beings. Even the demigods are confused. In this way, Kagbhushandi gave many instructions to Garuda. Not one, but many. In this way, the Supreme Krishna thought, in my Ram pastimes, they helped me so much, Kagbhushandi and others, and then I should repay them in some way, because they did so much for me, but I did not even feed them. If I had made any offense to Shri Guru and Vaishnavas, how is this offense occurring? Because we have a mundane conception of Shri Guru and Vaishnavas. Vaishnava Jati Buddhi. We think that they are ordinary persons. The Brahman, Kshatriya, what caste? Harika. Those who worship Lord Hari belong to Lord Hari. Therefore, we should not look at caste, creed, race. Until we have this, if we cannot let go of this mundane conception, then we cannot progress in our devotional practice. The fruit of Guru Seva and the realization will manifest in the heart by the mercy of Shri Guru. And how does this come? Through the heart. Like Narayan manifest in the heart of Brahma. Vachik, through by words, by the blessing through the words. Love will manifest in your heart, prema bhakti. Just like Narad Rishi to Mrigari gave blessings with his words. And what did Mrigari do? He took shelter at the feet of Narad Rishi. Once Narad Rishi went into the forest, he saw on both sides of the path animals killed, half killed. They were suffering, about to leave their body, seeing which Naradji was very unhappy. Then he went further and saw there was one hunter with his bow and arrow. When Narad Rishi went and saw him, that hunter, Bihari, the hunter chastised Narad. So, what is the need of you coming here? You are disturbing my hunting. If you need a deer skin is called abhinasan. This abhinasan, deer skin asan. Most sadhus, they use the deer skin to use as their asan. You saw Vaishnavas sit on kusha grass. Kusha asan. You sit in a clean asan. You will have good effect from that. The hunter became very angry to Narad Rishi. What was the need for you to come here? Narad Rishi, I will explain later. But I want to ask you one question first. When I came here, I saw on both sides of the path there were many animals were half dead. Some with broken wings, blood coming from their bodies. Who did this? I did. The hunter said, Bihari. And I learned this from my father. When I see this suffering of half-dead animals, the shaking bodies, it gives me great pleasure. Narad Rishi said, do you know, in the next life, you will become that animal, and that same animal will kill you. And this is called, this is the karma chakra, the cycle, repeated cycle. Every action is equal and opposite reaction. As you do, so you shall reap. There is nobody that gives you happiness in this world, and nobody to give you suffering. How does this come in this world? From your previous life's activities, reactions, and then we blame others. Because of this, because of you, this happened. In reality, in truth, what is happening to us now is mainly because of our past karmic reaction. If we understand this and realize this, then we can reconcile everything by itself. Try to reconcile. Who understands? Thousands of times you explain. Because we blame others. Really, this is not true. Everyone's individual karmic reactions. How will this stop? Try to understand. When will this karmic reaction, the fruit of this karmic reaction, end? By taking the name of Govinda. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the pastime of Ajamil has been recited. We perform pious and sinful activities, and as a result of that we traverse in this repeated cycle of birth and death. We have to endure, suffer, or enjoy. If we perform good activities, we have to endure happiness, and if we perform sinful activities, we have to endure the suffering. Even from Namabhas, all of these things can be finished. And then we don't have to come back into this material world. For this reason, Narad Rishi is explained to Mrigari. I don't believe. Narad Rishi showed Mrigari what would happen. Seeing this, Mrigari surrendered unto the lotus feet of Narad Rishi. But this is my job, Mrigari said. This is what I do. This is how I maintain myself. What to do? What should I do? No. You take the Lord's name and serve Tulasi. Everything will come, Mrigari said. Ask Narad Rishi. People ask, is this possible? You've come in the hands of the Gaudiya Vaishnava. You've become ill, sick. You become sick. You become sick from becoming in the hands of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. You've surrendered to the Gaudiya Vaishnava path, you become mad. This is the cause of your illness. People say, mundane people will think like this. You can go to the temple, but don't get too involved. See how mundane conception people have. They worship demigoddesses and demigods. If somebody comes to worship Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they become upset and they're following Navratri. This is okay. They will not listen to one word of your advice. If you just do Ekadashi, if you just pay your obeisances once to Krishna, they become upset. This is how bewildering this material world is. You are very fortunate. You are protected. Even though you are hearing so much criticism, you still come. Why have you come to this path in such a young age? You should perform this activity when you're older. Now you don't do anything. You should just eat, enjoy yourself. Eat, sleep and be merry. In old age, can you perform devotional service, devotional practices? This material world is like this. Narad Rishi, he said, do one thing. First, break this bow and arrow. Narad Rishi, having said this, Bihari immediately broke his bow and arrow. And whatever you have, give to the Brahmanas in charity, and stay here and serve Tulsi and do Harinam. And Narad gave one mantra. Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chanting this mantra, you will have so much. So much will come to you. All the paraphernalia you need for maintenance will come. You so much that you will have extra. You can give away. Bihari had faith in the words of Narad Rishi. Bihari, just offering water to Tulsi. Every day you should give water to Tulsi. Do you give or not? If you don't have, then you can do in your mind. In the cold season, if Tulsi is not there, then you should worship Tulsi and chant, and with this mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. When Bihari started to chant, he saw people around. They saw that this hunter had now become such a great devotee. They were astonished, amazed. People say you don't get anything in worshipping the Lord. And if you worship the Lord, then there's more trouble in the house. Is there? Is it not? Because they're in Gopi Bhav. Even the gopis, they used to stay in their household. When they heard Krishna's flute, they ran. In whose house there is no conflict? Sometimes there is. Is there? Yes, yes, agree. Only sometimes. Every day, something. Only Sundays. Sundays. Not Monday. And he's saying, don't go to the temple, don't perform bhajan. This is the amazing characteristics of this material world. This way Narad Rishi उसका वॉल्यूम थोड़ा बढ़ा सकते हैं वॉल्यूम seeing Narad Rishi, he was going to offer obeisances. The little ants were walking. Bihari was to himself, if I do my pranam, these ants will die, will be crushed. This is called para dukha dukhi. Seeing the suffering of others, we feel that suffering. Before, he was killing so many animals. Now, even an ant he sees. If he sees the suffering of that ant, then his heart melts. He cannot tolerate. So with his cloth, he was very slowly clearing the ant, clearing the path. And Narad saw. Just see. One rishi was also with Narad, called Parvat Rishi. Just see. By his devotional practice, his heart was so soft. Seeing the suffering of others, his own heart melted. You see, this material world is so much suffering. Why? Because they are not performing Hari Bhajan. The more we perform devotional practice, the more our heart will be softened. If you worship any other demigod, demigoddess, apart from Krishna, then you will come back in this repeated cycle of birth and death. But people don't want to hear this. Arjuna asked Krishna, Arjuna said to Krishna, "You are the Supreme Personality of God. Why do people worship other demigods and demigoddesses?" What did Lord answer? Is there any because one is captured by the illusory potency, then their material desires are increase. To satisfy those desires, they become bewildered. They don't know what is good for them and what is not. And therefore they worship different demigods. And demigoddesses. And then they think we don't want to upset any demigod or demigoddess, so they collect all of them together. And so many demigods, demigoddesses in the house. Wherever they find something, they put in their temple, their altar. What do they put in the altar? They put all the demigods, demigoddess. Even if they go on the road and find a nice stone, attractive stone. And this is Shaligram. And this Shaligram, this Shaligram came in my dream. They don't leave anyone. So that they don't upset anybody. It's not if it doesn't record it on the video. It doesn't record if I put it on my shirt. All the demigods and demigoddesses, what do? They fight. So much mercy on Mrigari Narad Rishi had on the words of Narad Rishi. That's why in the words of Shri Guru, having faith in them, We have some faith. It's not completely ripened faith. It's still unripened. When you cook, when you make roti, if it's not cooked, what do? We can't eat uncooked roti. So we're saying this. Adik, Vachik, Alokdan. And another way, Alokdan. Alokdan means by vision, by sight, by the glance. Rupa Goswami Pad. No, Sutta Goswami said. Sutta Goswami Pad said. Shukadeva Goswami, when he appeared from his mother's womb, was going towards the forest. Just by his glance, wherever he cast his glance, everyone was immersed in transcendental love. And this can manifest by the glance. The glance of the Vaishnava can purify whatever that glance lands on. Shukadeva Goswami, wherever he went, this is the characteristics of Uttam Mahabhagat. Even the creepers, the trees, Viraka Atar. Krishna Dvaipayan Vedavyas was running after his son. Why? Why? Because he was attached? No. I have attained such a son. I want to give him everything that I have. Where is he going? Why is he going to the forest? Does any parent want seeing their son to go to take sannyas? They don't want their son to do this, to renounce. Yeah. Others is okay. If they see other children going, that's okay, but not my own son. They won't take sannyas themselves. Other other parents' children, they don't mind them taking sannyas, but their own children, no, or themselves. They're not performing devotional practice themselves. You should perform, and you should get your children to perform also devotional service. It's not that because you have become a devotee, that your children will become devotees. We have seen this. Prahlad was a devotee. His father was a demon. Prahlad's son Virochan, a demon. Why? Father was devotee, the son was demon, and Virochan's son Bali Maharaj was the devotee. Meaning to say, is not necessary. That in ordinary we say like father, like son. But this rule does not apply everywhere. You try that my son will become a devotee. When they're little, they do so much, but when they grow up, you've seen they change so much that when they're young, they do everything that the mother and father do. When they start college, school, then they change. They don't keep their shikha. Generally, the Brahmin thread, they discard. What is all this? We've seen so many examples like this. And then we see also that they don't perform any devotional practice when they're young, but when they grow up, they are so interested and so much practicing. When should you glorify the sadhu? What did I say? Don't show your devotion so much in the beginning stages. We give encouragement to when we start devotional practice. So many people have come and so many go. But after some time, they just fly away like birds. In the beginning, they show so much utsaha. Every day, they used to come every day. Then after some time, we don't see them anymore. We do some Harinam. If we encourage them in this way, but they don't do this either. But Shukadeva Goswami Pad, Mahabhagat, whomever his glance falls on, this prem manifest. So in this shloka it is said, Mani Manavtas. Who is saying this shloka? Sutta Goswami is saying this shloka in front of Shonak Rishi and Shonak Adi Rishi. What I'm saying in front of you. They asked these 6 questions to Sutta Goswami. Do you remember the 6 questions? What are the 6 questions? What is the best for the living entities? Shreya and Preya. Second question. What is the beneficial thing for the living entity's soul? And the third question. Why did the Lord appear in this material world as the son of Devaki and Vasudeva? And fourth question. All the incarnations of the Lord, please describe them to us. And the fifth question. Krishna and Balaram. We want to hear about Krishna's childhood pastimes in sequence. And sixth question, when Krishna left this material world, after performing his pastimes, when he turned to his eternal abode, where did Dharma take shelter? Please describe this to us. These 6 questions. Before answering these questions, Sutta Goswami, he did Vandana, Mangalarcharan to his Gurudev, Shukadev Goswami. Who is the listener and the speaker? Yesterday we spoke. Shonakadi Rishi are the listeners and Sutta Goswami is the speaker. You didn't listen carefully. This recital of the Srimad Bhagavatam in different places, from Shivji and many other places. Mahadev spoke this to Parvati in Amarnath, and this is called Amar Katha. Why is it called Amar Katha? Because it was recited in Amarnath. Narayan also recited it to Lakshmi Devi. The main 3 recitals were performed in Badrik Ashram and the bank of the Saraswati River. Yesterday I spoke. Don't forget. Then the chariot will not come for you. I did not want to go because I can't leave my children behind. What will happen to my children? I've heard the Harikatha, but if the chariot comes, then I have to leave my family and children. I cannot do this. So you did something good. You stayed behind, you didn't go. And so Badrik Ashram on the bank of the Saraswati River, the first recital took place. Vyas, Narad Rishi spoke to Vyasadeva. The second recital on the banks of the Ganga, Shukadev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj, and this we are listening to, speaking about now, is and on the bank of the Gomti River in Naimisharanya, Shuta, Sonak, Adi, Samvat. In the first canto, first verse, first, second and third shlokas. This is just the Vandana, the Mangalacharan. Then second shlok and third shlok, Nigama Kalpataru. And where is the katha starting? It's starting at Naimisharanya. In the fourth shloka, the katha is starting. When Sutta Goswami appeared, then Shonak Adi Rishi and the other rishis, they stood up. To attain the heavenly planets, they were performing so many sacrifices, 5 sacrifices, for such a long period of time. When Sutta Goswami appeared, they stopped all of that and they got up from their asan, their seat, and they sat Sutta Goswami on a suitable platform and they asked these 6 questions. Sutta Goswami answered all of their questions. The first 4 questions he answered in a very short period of time, and the other 2 questions he answered in the rest of the cantos. Sutta Goswami said to Shanak Rishi, this katha I heard directly from the lotus lips of Shukadeva Goswami. When Shukadeva Goswami was explaining in the assembly of Parikshit Maharaj, this katha I heard, and that I am explaining to you. This is called Guru Parampara. Who is the speaker and who is the listen? You'll be confused. Who is speaking to who? And this is Bhagavad Parampara. You should listen very carefully. Shukadeva Goswami Pad, whoever he gave his darshan, in their heart prem would manifest by itself. And this is Guru Kripa, the mercy of Shri Guru. Hardik, Vachik and Alokdan, in these 3 ways. Through the heart, through the words, and by glance. In this prayer, Shubha Drishti, Mangalarti, we sing in the Mangalarti, Jugala Priti, Talila Mangala Uday, Arti Kare, Bhakata Hriday. Hriday Shubha Drishti Karo Prabhu Jagatera Prati. Oh my Lord, please have mercy on me and glance, your merciful glance on me. Do we see the Lord or does the Lord see us? And the Lord sees us. We cannot see the Lord because we are blind. A blind person cannot see. How do you have darshan? How will you have darshan of the Lord? By the ears, through the ears. We cannot see with our eyes, but we can have darshan through our ears, by our ears, by hearing. When we hear the glories of the Lord, this is direct darshan. For our eyes cannot see. These are material eyes. But the Vigraha is Chinmay, transcendental, Satchidananda, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karana. The transcendental form of the Lord cannot be seen with material eyes. He is very merciful, very kind. In Kali Yuga especially, the Lord manifests in 3 forms in Kali Yuga: Naam, Vigraha and Swarup. There's no difference in these 3: name, Vigraha and Swarup. there is more emphasis on the name. Mahaprabhu, he put emphasis on this. And so, first thing in the morning, what we should do, we should chant. Not Namayachi. Sometimes we say like this. And Gurudev said to Aarti, the disciple says, Namayachi. Gurudev, you said name is very important. Then Gurudev does Aarti himself. And then Gurudev asks the disciple to cook. The disciple says Namayachi, because you said name is very important. Then Gurudev cooks himself. Then the offer, what I've cooked, then disciple says Namayachi. So, then Gurudev offers himself. Okay, Gurudev has compassionate to his disciple, says, oh, to the disciple, oh, she takes some prasad. How is the sadhu? How compassionate? If they don't take what you have cooked, and they've made so much effort to cook, so much, if you don't take, so much will be wasted. So, Namayachi. And then the Guru said to disciple, take prasad. Oh Gurudev, oh, since morning I didn't follow any of your instructions since morning, now I must follow this and to take prasad. At that time he didn't say Namayachi. Do you understand Namayachi? Kem che, achi, is Gujarati, che. Namayachi. Saru che. Saru che, man. Kem cho? Namayachi. નામ કરું છું. નામ કરું છું. I am chanting. નામ કરે છે. નામ કરે છે. He is chanting. How the Guru nourishes the disciple in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is described. We should learn and know how the disciple nourishes the disciple. You've forgotten. Come on. Everyone's forgotten. If you want one here, one there, another one there, put it all together and you will come to the answer by drishti, by sight, by glance. The Guru nourishes the disciple. Second, keeping the disciple close. And like the fish, the female fish keeps the little fish next to her, close to her. If any danger comes and they make a noise, and all of them, they scatter. Have you seen? And what does the birds do? Also, like the bird, lays the egg and sits on the egg and there nourishes the chick in that way, and another by glance, like the tortoise. I think he's questioning the order. Chintan, just thinking by glance. He nourishes the disciple in this way. Mahaprabhu lives in Jagannath Puri, and Rup Sanathan, where do they stay? In Vrindavan. They, with Mahaprabhu's thinking of Rupa Goswami was thinking of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's not necessary that they were always together. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is described in this way. In this pastime, Dambandhan Leela, Bal Gopal, what did he do? Climb on the grinding mortar that was turned upside down. And standing on that, he stole the makhan, and then fed it to the monkeys and crows. And then in that time, Mother Yashoda saw that Krishna was not where he was supposed to be. Where is he? But the thief, we can hide anywhere. When he broke the butter pot and the makhan, the yogurt was trailing down, Mother Yashoda is thinking, where is this yogurt coming from? It's like the water running from the tap. Where is this water coming from? Have you ever asked your mother where this water comes from? We all know that it comes from the water tank. Where's all this yogurt coming from? And looking like this, Mother Yashoda is thinking that the child doesn't know that the yogurt was leaving footprints. This is also one very important thing. Also, the yogurt was attached to the feet of Krishna. Even that was conscious being. They didn't want to leave Govinda's feet. The yogurt is thinking, you took me out from this pot. The yogurt, when the yogurt was running out of the pot, you cannot eat it. You have to throw it away. The yogurt was thinking, I have taken you, or you have given me shelter at your lotus feet. And he's teaching us, once having touched Govinda's lotus feet, please don't abandon us. Don't make us bereft of your service. After Ras Leela was finished, and Srimati Radhika was going back on the banks of the Yamuna and walking on the sand of the Yamuna. The sand was attached to Srimati Radhika's feet. Krishna came and offered to clean that dust, sand off Srimati Radhika's feet. What did Srimati Radhika say? He said, no, anybody who has taken shelter of my feet, I cannot discard them, I cannot send them away. This is the conception of Srimati Radhika. So it is said, one who takes shelter of Srimati Radhika's feet is very, very fortunate. One who performs devotional service to Srimati Radhika is so fortunate. It is said in this kirtan, in such a beautiful mood, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, one who does not serve the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika is most unfortunate. One who only worships Krishna, he is very foolish. He is a fool. One who dishonors Srimati Radhika, one who does not serve Srimati Radhika, is a fool. Why in Gaudiya Math we don't worship Krishna on his own, and Narottam Das Thakur, we worship both together. Kishora Jugal Seva. Not one. How do you make a garland? Make a big garland for both Radha and Krishna together, meaning that they would not separate. Tie them together. Is that very nice? Jugal Sarkar, the divine couple. Such a beautiful mood Narottam Das Thakur is giving. Divo Dihar Gale Yativo Kapura Tamra. Rupa Goswami Prabhupada is also nicely describing how Gopal hasn't realized that the yogurt is spread everywhere and is also on his feet. Then he became frightened. If I stay here, then my mother will surely catch me and beat me. Then he went somewhere else. And then he saw in another room there was Makhan hanging high on the ceiling. He took the grinding mortar and climbed on top of it and reached the pot. Mother Yashoda entered into that room where the yogurt was and saw the yogurt and the footprints, but no Krishna. The yogurt pot was now useless. So the Mother Yashoda thought, I should punish my child. If the child is not punished, that child will become even more naughty. Gurudev used to tell, there was a child by the name of Veni. When he was young, their mother and father passed away. And Masi, the father's sister, brought up that child. They never chastised that child. She never criticized, she never corrected him. That Masi, the father's sister, would never correct the child. Whatever the child did, if you don't chastise the child, then growing up that child will be completely spoilt. This is the duty of mother and father. Must correct their child, not to beat, but to correct, to chastise, to scare. Even nowadays, we're even afraid to do that to the child, in case the child retaliates. And we hear these stories. And they will report you. This problem will arise. The child is given for adoption. Trying to identify which child it was, who. Somebody's child was taken for adoption because the parent were accused of being negligent. Nikunja Vilas and his child. There are many examples like this. If you don't take care of your children, the government will take the child away from you. In America, that child by the name of Veni, some small boy, mother and father left their body, and the Mosi, father's sister, brought the child up without any correction. And as he grew up, he became more and more misbehaved, started to steal. And then when he grew up even more, he was a dacoit, thief. The judge sentenced him to death, and he began to cry. He said, "What is your last wish?" "I want to see my Masi, and I want to speak something into her ear." When the Masi came close to him, he bit her ear. Masi, when I started to misbehave, if you had chastised me, then I would not be in this predicament, in this situation. So what is the duty of mother and father? To correct the child so it does not misbehave. Gurudev used to give this example. So Mother Yashoda is thinking, I must correct my child. And then he should punish him. And Mother Yashoda took a stick in her hand to find Krishna. Where is he? He was in another room. He was feeding the monkeys and the crows, standing on the grinding mortar. When she entered that room, the monkeys saw and they all ran away, and the crows followed as well. Krishna is thinking, where have they all gone? And then he's looking back. And Mother Yashoda is standing there with a stick. Gopal, what did he do? Very clever. Gopal stood on one leg, jumped and ran away. He stood. He's jumped out of the window, from stepping on the grinding mortar. He knew that he would be caught from easily. So he would go where there were people who would protect him. He was so intelligent. He didn't take. So Mother Yashoda was thinking, this child, I have to catch him. Gopal is running. Mother Yashoda is running behind him with a stick. Now Gopal is 2.5 years old. No clothes on him. And he's running like this. Satyavrat Muni is describing. It's like a picture painted in front of you. How beautiful Sham Varna, dark complexioned Krishna. Mother Yashoda is running after him. And she was running. The flowers from her braid, when she was churning the yogurt after bathing, wearing clean cloths and completely decorated, not like us. In Govinda's service, we should be clean. How beautiful Mother Yashoda was prepared to serve Krishna. The boy is running, the child is running, and Mother Yashoda is running behind. Those flowers from her hair were falling. The flutes are saying, "Oh Mother Yashoda, we're running also after him." And they're all transcendental. Our conception and conception of the transcendental world. The flowers are saying, "You're not alone. We are following behind you. You must catch this child. He is worthy of being punished." See such a beautiful mood in the spiritual world, and especially in Golok Vrindavan. Such sweet mood. Lokik Sambandh Vad Priti. Ram Leela, you will not find this. where this human-like pastimes are performed. Mother Yashoda is running and the flowers are falling. Also a very beautiful description of Govinda. This kundal, the earrings are shaking, moving, touching his cheeks. The commentators are saying in Vatsalya Ras, Madhurya Ras is being described. They're kissing the cheeks of Krishna. The kundal are kissing, the earrings are kissing the cheeks of Krishna. Rasat kundalam gokule brajamanam Charam satchidanam gokule brajamanam Aviyul manam param vishal. Running away from the grinding mortar in great fear of Mother Yashoda, he was ultimately caught from behind. Upon his cheeks, makara-shaped earrings are swinging. To attain the Lord, we should perform devotional practice with such eagerness, such enthusiasm, with such determination. We are not performing devotional practice properly, and therefore we are not getting anything, any results. You will have to practice. If we're not practicing properly and then we complain, "Oh Gurudev, I'm not getting anything," the reason is because we're not actually doing it in the proper way. We have to look, reflect, self-analyze. How much have I chanted? Morning, having risen early, we should chant where keep your japamala by your pillow. At the moment of waking up, pick up your mala and do Harinam. Whether you're clean or unclean, there's no consideration in chanting. Never leave chanting. If you have bath and then dress and then chant, then your time will be lost. As soon as your sleep is broken, take your japamala, or at least chant 1 round or 2 rounds. Even before drinking water. First thing in the morning. Yeah, you drink water to clear your stomach, but one should chant before taking water, nirjala, without having drank water. Then afterwards a drink. This is a way process. And then if you drink water, you'll have to go to the bathroom. That's why before drinking water you should chant. You should chant. Then drink water, and then you go to the bathroom. How we should perform our devotional practice. We have to see. Even before Mangalarti, 16 rounds we used to finish. When you sleep at 12 o'clock, when will you get up? When do you sleep every day? When do you go to sleep every day? What is your normal time? We sleep at 1 or at 2 or 3 in the morning. This is your problem. The important thing is to chant. The speed at which Kanhaiya is running, Mother Yashoda ran faster than that to catch him. The significance of this is that we should perform our devotional practice with greater eagerness. And in this way, Mother Yashoda was able to catch with this Vatsalya Prem. The Lord is captured by 3 types of love: Vatsalya, and Madhurya, and Sakha. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, "No pareham the glories of the Gopis' Prem is described here. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Ye yathamam prapantyanti. As one who surrenders to me, I reward them accordingly. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Lord becomes indebted to the love of the Gopis. Not completely by Sakhya or completely by Vatsalya, but only by Gopi Prem, and particularly Srimati Radhika's love. He becomes totally indebted. Krishna becomes totally indebted. The shrinkal means the chains of bondage, the attachments. It's not so easy to be freed from, especially married women. Whichever household you go to, what is favorable. Mostly everything is unfavorable. Even Srimati Radhika's Abhimanyu, it's the embodiment of anger. The name itself means, the Srimati Radhika's so-called husband's name is Abhimanyu, which means the personification of anger. And Durmat, another gopi's name is Durmat. Most unfortunate. These such names were given to the gopas that were married to the gopis. They all gave these contradictory names, inauspicious names. If you say that to your husband, they will become very upset. If you give such names to your husband, don't speak this katha to your husbands. If you come to the temple and you learn these things and go back and speak this to them, they will become even more upset, and then they will stop you coming to the temple. I love you so much. Now look. Little story. One wife said, I'm going back to my mother's house. I'm not staying with you in your house. Why did you marry me? To make me work from morning to evening? This is the reason why I got married to you. If you have money, we keep a servant, cook, clean, do this, do that. You kept me as a maid servant. The husband said, listen, if you want, go if you want. After listening to what I said, say, I married you, did I not? Whatever I have, I've given to you. What have you given? I gave you a surname to you. You adopt the surname of the husband. Now before you were Agawal, now you were something else. When you in the Aadhaar card, the ID card of India, the name changes. I've given you everything. I've given you my surname. The money. Everything that I have is in your name. The land is in your name. If I die, by accident, whatever, who will get this money? You will get this money. Insurance even you can get. Yeah, the wife gets the insurance money also of the husband's death. If you were a servant, I would give you money and then release you from service. All my wealth is yours. You're saying I've kept you as my maidservant. This is not true. I don't pay you like I pay the maidservant. I keep my purse, my money bag, and you take money from my pocket and take whatever I put in my pocket, I give to you. Even if without asking you take money from my pocket. I know what you do. You want to buy sabji? You're not a maidservant. You help yourself to my money. Every month I give you my pay. It comes to you. Give her, if you want to keep her happy, give her the money that she wants. Do you understand? Just give her the money. And this is my monthly salary. You run everything. You run the household. And then she will become tired. This is not my responsibility. Just the husband gives everything to the wife, then she takes the responsibility. Then after some time she will become tired of this responsibility and give it back to you. Is this true or not? I'm not causing any conflict between husband and wife. Otherwise, every day she will be asking for money. I need money for this, I need money for that. She's not worried about where the money is coming from. As long as she gets some money. She will give money in her hands. She will count the pennies in the end. She will become so miserly when she has to take care of the money. Is this true or not? If you have the money and she's asking you for money all the time, then this becomes troublesome. It's an Indian joke. I am not taking any sides. Some husbands there like Abhimanyu. They will become tired. And then everything will be settled. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. So Gopal is chasing after, the Mother Yashoda is chasing after Gopal. We finish here. Vanchakalpatribhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namah. Now Gopal is running. We'll have to ask Sudevi what she said in private about her husband's dealing with money. The mother is working, child is walking ahead and the mother is falling behind. Now you can tell me your personal dealings with your wife and your money. What did Sudevi say? What did Sudevi say?
No, it's personal.
What did Sudevi, please tell me your personal. क्या बोला उनका? मैं ट्रांसलेट नहीं कर पाया हमारा. उसको इस दोनों के बात में मैंने ट्रांसलेशन में सुना नहीं सका. वो बता रहे. इसके दोनों के बीच में क्या